Welcome back, Legendary Potato here, and today I'm going to show you guys the cool trident. I'm going to show you guys how it pretty much works in the game. I think this is a really cool item, so I want to show you guys some of the cool things about it in this video. So hope you guys will enjoy the video. Of course, if you do, make sure you do leave a like on it. It does help out the channel a lot, lets me know you guys do appreciate it, of course. But here we are in this survival island situation sort of thing. And so here's the trident. So you're probably familiar with this item by now. Basically, you can throw it, and you can have it there so you can go and pick it up. If you're in survival, then you only get one of these, then you gotta go and pick it up like that. But of course I'm in creative, so I can just throw these as many times as I'd like. But basically, you can throw it once, or you can use it as a melee weapon. And so pretty much it compares to a diamond sword and a bow. So the combat's actually a little bit strange. You can say these things are a little bit overpowered, which I'll get into in a little bit here. But basically they give a 9 attack damage and 1.1 attack speed. So compared to a diamond sword, that's 1.6 attack speed with 7 attack damage. So this thing's already considerably better than a diamond sword, at least as far as that's concerned. And I think throwing it does about 8 damage as well. So these things are really good items. So for having them for survival is pretty good, of course. But it's not as good as a bow, so having a standard bow is also pretty good as well, so you can use that. But the thing is about the bow that makes the trident better is that you cannot fire the bow underwater very well. If you try and fire a bow under the water, it doesn't go very far. In fact, as you can see there, it stops probably a good 5 or 10 meters in front of us, which is very unfortunate. It does not make for very good combat in the water. But what we can do, of course, is you can use the trident. You can use the trident underwater, and it's completely unaffected. So if I want to go snipe that squid over there, looks like I missed. I missed again. He moved out of the way. But it goes so much further, which is the point I'm trying to get at here. So let's just completely ignore my super bad aim. There it is. Also, I think fun fact as well is that the squids actually shoot out like this little ink attack now. A little bit scary, but yeah, so you can fire them underwater completely unaffected, which is really nice as well. So if you want to use things underwater for things like clearing out your ocean monuments, perfect for that, which is great. So the really good item, but they also come with new enchantments that you can use as well. So let's get into each of these here. So we'll go into survival. So you get Loyalty, Impaling, Riptide, and Channeling. So these are all really cool. This one is, I think, the only enchantment that doesn't have a level on it. Every other enchantment has some sort of level, even things like Infinity or Mending. So I'm not sure why that doesn't have a level on it. You could just say Channeling 1. But anyways, let's get into exactly what these do. So we'll start off with the first one here, which is going to be Loyalty, and this one's probably one of the coolest ones on this. And so basically it allows you to have the trident come back to you. So if I throw this trident somewhere really far, let's just throw it at that tree over there, what's going to do is it's going to fly right back to me. So if I just go ahead and do that, as you can see, it just flies right back to me, which is really cool. Of course, same thing if you throw it in the water. Let's just say we just throw it all the way over there. What you're going to see is once it lands, it's going to return right back to me. And so it'll take a little bit longer depending on how far away it is, but I think that's still pretty cool nonetheless, is that you can go ahead and get your thing back when you throw it. So you do have to wait until you get it back, of course. So it's like a little boomerang at this point when you use it, which I think is really cool, of course. So it just returns back to you. Really neat thing there. So as you can see, I can attack a turtle if I want to be a bad person, and it'll come right back to me. So yeah, this thing does a lot of damage, but being able to do it again and again, which by the way, you can't release it early, you have to hold it down and do that. I think that's pretty cool. And I assume if you had multiple of these in your inventory, you just could go like this, throw another one, do that, and then you can just kind of do that. So you can have like 3, wait for them to come back, keep going. So honestly, having multiple of these would actually be really awesome as well. So there's the second one, third one's probably coming at some point. But you guys get the idea there. So let's move on to the next one, which is Impaling 5. So this one's kind of similar to Sharpness, but not really Sharpness. It's kind of like Smite or Bane of Arthropods or any of those ones. So the enchantments that basically give you extra damage on a sword to a specific set of mobs. And so this is just like that, but what Impaling does is it does more damage to the ocean mobs. So that being things like the squids, some of the guardians and elder guardians as well, the turtles I believe as well. So a lot of ocean mobs can be affected by this. So if you ever wanted to I don't know, let's say you want to kill a bunch of squid, maybe this is a good idea. So you can go ahead and do that and snipe them, and you can probably kill them one hit. As you can see, just snipe these squids, super easy there. So it does more damage to them as before. I think I didn't even kill the squid I tried to kill the first time, so it's just something to consider there. So I'm going to sleep really quickly, so beds are somewhere let me figure this out. So like I was saying, it does more damage to the ocean mobs, so I can do that, and it will do more damage. I don't think it's doing more damage to the turtle. Maybe it doesn't. But it won't do more damage to normal mobs like the sheep over there. Except I guess it killed it in one hit anyway, just because sheep really don't have that much health. But if I compared it to something like a villager, which I believe has the same amount of health as a player, which will be in miscellaneous somewhere, and one of these, the spawn eggs actually look really similar to each other. It's a brownish. There we go. So that's the villager spawn egg. And so if I try doing it to this nitwit villager, it's not going to do any extra damage, and that's just because it doesn't affect him. That only happens to the ocean mobs. So something to keep in mind there. Not very helpful for other things than that. So I don't know. Maybe not an amazing enchantment, but still kind of cool nonetheless. So move on to Riptide, and this one is a very simple one. This one just kind of makes a return faster, I believe. So as you can see, it seems a little bit faster when we do this. I'm sure if we throw it further as well, you'll see. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry, I messed this up. Yeah, so it basically pulls you with it like that. So as you can see, I'm in the water and it pulls me out, so I can get to the land really quickly, which is actually really cool. But it doesn't work on the land. I don't know how I messed that up twice there. Let's just forget that entirely happened. I'm not going to bother re-recording because I'm lazy. But so let's say we're super far down in the water, like this, and so we want to get out here. Let's just go ahead and do that. As you can see, what we'll do is just kind of pull ourselves out with this. So kind of cool. You could obviously use the depth strider and stuff as well if you want to get out quickly. But if you just want to fling yourself through the water, I think this is actually kind of satisfying. If you want to pull yourself down in the water faster, for whatever reason, look at that. Already down at the bottom, I can fling myself back up. It only goes a certain amount before you kind of fall off of it. So it's, I don't know how many blocks it is, but it's just kind of a few, so you can get a little bit of a boost. If you're like, maybe you're in a combat situation, you're in the water, which happens sometimes, you're in a water chase with somebody, you can kind of get away from them. And if you also have your enchantment, which brings it back, of course, that being loyalty, then you can get this thing back and you can keep going. So you can try and get away from somebody in a PvP situation. So I think that's actually a really cool enchantment if you use it right. So hopefully I won't mess up the next one like I did the previous two. I apologize about that. That was very unprofessional of me. I will fix that up. But anyways, let's move on to the last one here, which is going to be channeling. And so this enchantment is actually really cool, unlike all the rest of the enchantments that exist in the game, which of course obviously is kind of weird since it doesn't have a level number. But what this thing does is if we try and set it to be thundering somehow, so let's try and do toggle, or is it, I don't know how to do this. Okay, so I got rain and thunder going on, and so this enchantment's really cool because it actually allows you to lightning strike things. So let's go ahead and lightning strike that sheep because we're a bad person. So as you can see, ooh, it's gonna pull me towards it. That's a little scary, so maybe you shouldn't combine some of these enchantments. But you can basically place a lightning strike wherever this goes. And so wherever that lands, it's going to lightning strike a mob. So if I try and do that, actually let's spawn some mobs here, because actually one of the best uses of this is to get charged creepers in survival. So I'll go ahead and put that right there. Oh, we're in peaceful mode. I should probably switch out of peaceful mode. So we'll go there, we'll go to normal. That seems like a good difficulty. And so we'll do that. We'll spawn in a creeper, and so then we'll go lightning strike that creeper. And so what you'll see is that we get a charged creeper. So that's a little scary if you have the loyalty, or not loyalty, if you have Riptide, then you'll get a little bit too close, and that might be a little scary there. So yeah, that's that. You can get a charged creeper. So it allows you to get the mob heads in the game, which is really neat as well. So if you go ahead and you do this, you have this charged creeper go off next to another mob, you can get the mob head from it when it dies, which is really cool and hard to do in survival, which is why most people consider mob heads creative only, but they're actually not. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. So you can do this to a bunch of mobs. There's a bunch of mobs that when you affect them with lightning, it actually turns them into another mob. So another common example is a villager turns into a witch. So just to show this here, let's see if that works, of course. As you can see, turns into a witch. Really cool stuff there. So you can get witches really quickly. If you want a witch for whatever reason, maybe you want to turn your villagers into redstone or something, because witches drop that. Then you can do that as well. What other mobs are affected by lightning? That's a good question to ask, of course. But there's a bunch of things you can do with this. I think the survival possibilities are quite amazing with this. But let me know if I forgot any cool mobs with lightning down in the comments. But there's also pigs as well, which turn into zombie pigmen. Oops. So let's go ahead and do that. And so hit the pig, and it's going to turn into zombie pigmen. So nice and easy way. Maybe if you want some gold for whatever reason, you want some gold ingots, you can do that. You can get some from the zombie pigmen there. So there's a bunch of reasons maybe you want to do something with this. Who knows? Or get a quick potion from a witch. Like, let's see if you can do it. Probably not. But oh yeah, I forgot combat's gonna totally mess with us there. I don't know. Lots of possibilities with that. I think the survival uses of this will be really cool, of course. So I don't know. Personally, I think that, whoa, we just made 2 charge creepers there, as you can see. Look at that. There's actually 3 now. That's crazy. So you could have so many charge creepers in your world, which used to be once a rare occurrence. You'll be able to do quite frequently, which is really nice as well. Or if you just want to lightning strike your friend, you could probably do that as well. That'd probably be pretty funny as well. But of course, it only works during a thunderstorm, so or at least during a rain. So that's something to keep in mind there. But that's pretty much everything you need to know about the Trident, the new Trident thing in Minecraft. Sorry I butchered some of the stuff earlier, but hopefully you guys forgive me for that. But yeah, that's the Trident. I think it's a really cool item that you can now have in the game. It looks like it doesn't affect it if it's under a tree or something. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Of course, let me know if you did enjoy it by leaving a like and a comment down in the comments section below of what you guys think of this thing. Of course, I think this thing is super duper crazy cool, and I would love to have this thing in survival. I think this is probably a really nice feature, probably one of the best ones since the Elytra, which obviously that's probably one of the best ones that's been added in a long time. So definitely love the Trident. I think that'll be really cool. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.